Hello everyone, it's me Danvadu Chanda. I am second semester student in Nepal University, Kathmandu. I am going to present the concept of cultural translation in British social anthropology, which was written by Asad. Talal Asad was born in 1932 in Medina, Saudi Arabia, and he moved to United States in 1989. So he is now a distinguished professor of anthropology at the City of University of New York Graduate Center. He had made lots of contribution to post-colonialism, Christianity, Islam, and ritual studies. Recently, he is working on an anthropology of secularism, and he is thought to be influenced by Friedrich Nietzsche and Michel Foucault. His article states the anthropological interest in language and translation. His focus was mainly on the translation of culture. Translation is not limited to language. Asad sees translation as a matter of learning to live another form of life. He has given a very serious focus on translation. So he says translation is living another form of life. To speak another kind of language. Anyone concerned with translation from other cultures must look for coherence in discourse. Asad talks about two main points of cultural translation. They are the inequality of languages and reading other cultures. Now let's talk about inequality of languages. All good translation seeks to reproduce the surface of an alien discourse within the translator's own language. The language of translation must voice to the intentio of the original, not as reproduction. Uh, Language of translation should represent the original text, original intention of the speakers or the writers. I mean to say that translation work should always precede a critic and enlarge and make it more coherent. It should be mostly coherent. Without covering no translation is possible. It was found most of the translators translate the remote language text on the best knowledge of their own, not the foreign. And in practice, we do not find such translation. Most of the translators believe that they can translate anything, but this is not true. They often seem to translate very remote languages on the basis of their own language. But that's not good according to Talal Asad. Translators must understand the work, image, and tone coverage of the source language. They should expand and deepen their language by means of foreign language. One should have deep knowledge, expanded knowledge on the source language. Only then he can translate that language or a particular text into another language. Transforming one's own language by the translator is an easy task. It's not an easy task. The languages of the third world are weaker in relation to Western languages. Because of the hegemony, third world languages are called non-standard languages. Weaker languages are more likely to forcible transformation in the translation process. Western nations have greater ability to manipulate the third world country, influence, and they might interfere within the language because of the because of their power. Western languages produce and deploy desired knowledge. Industrial capitalism transforms not only modes of production but also kinds of knowledge and styles of life in the third world. So an unskillful Western translator may simplify in the direction of his own strong language and ambiguities occur in translation. So here might come problem if a translator without having knowledge of source language starts translating, then he may create ambiguities. His translation creates ambiguities because He changes the source language according to his own standard language. This is the very difficult situation in translation. To overcome such problems, from the anthropological concept of translation, translator should go on experiments in modes of ethnographic representation according to Talal Asad. Such kind of mistakes may occur. Therefore, one should go on experiment in modes of ethnic representation. So, translators should go and live and speak the source language at first. And modes of their lives he should live just as child does in learning to grow up with a specific culture. When they adapt as adult age, their learning becomes implicit. When they learn the language completely in its cultural sense, only then they are able to translate the things. After they return to their countries, learning the language, learning the source language, they translate for their people who are waiting to read about another form of life. Reader actually expect the translator to bring the original ideas of the source language, source culture. So this is another form of life, and they want to reader want to know that. Therefore, cultural translation must accommodate itself to a different language and its mode of life. And rest part of this article will be discussed by my colleague. Thank you very much.